20 subscribers on that. Whew.
And we're back. Let's make sure this is working. Okay, we have audio. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
Bitches.
We're back. We're fucking back. Dropping F-bombs as soon as we start.
Let's go.
I'm curious if the Nightbot commands are working on YouTube because they have not been working on Twitch all day. Yeah, it's working. Is there a Patreon live tonight? Yes, there is. We'll be doing a Zoom call. Yes, there is.
Yep, this is my Harley Quinn look today, guys. It's Harley Quinn mixed with Bellatrix Lestrange. I barely brushed it. Just let it go wild. I do want to be very chaotic with it, though.
Multitasking, guys. Give me just a minute, and then you'll have my undivided attention. Well, maybe not undivided, because I'm beaten, but...
I can't tell you guys what color this is, because I went to professional, and she got a stain that you can only purchase as a professional, so I have no clue. I just trusted her.
We have super chats already.
Really? Already? Stop it.
Alexis said, thank you guys for everything that you do, and keep being you. You're welcome. Thank you for the super chat. It means a lot.
Thank you for that.
And then somebody became a member. Spring Allison. Oh, she's back.
Who?
Spring Allison. I haven't seen that name for a while. Oh man. How'd everybody's weekend go? Let's start there. How did everybody's weekend go?
Oh, you told people that I ran without a brace today?
I did. Well, in Twitch. I did.
I was like, how do you know that? Oh, I just had anxiety. Holy shit.
People ask about you, babe. People genuinely care about what you're doing.
That blows my mind.
Yep.
I think everybody secretly hates me.
No.
I don't know if that's part of my borderline, but what?
You are definitely not hated.
No. Okay.
Leah Woods said, oh, so exciting, going through a divorce, and you both have helped me so much. I listen daily. I'm glad that you listen. You know what Zach gave me an idea for today?
What's that?
And you know it's a good idea because Zach said, hey, maybe we should do that.
Of course.
I was like, dude, when I'm streaming, I was thinking about playing the podcast in the background. So like it'll be playing while we're playing video games. And if people have questions, I can just respond in the chat. He's like, you know what you could do is you could just set it up to play on Twitch as a live, even if you're not there, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, like a normal job. So while people are at work, they can just listen to the episodes and have them play in chronological order. So I think what I'm going to do at some point this week is create folders on the desktop here and then just select 3 or 4 episodes and then set them to go live every morning from 9 to 5 o'clock so that it just runs. I don't know how I'm going to make that work yet because I have to be here to make it happen. I can't do it from the house because our internet's not going to hold up.
Right. None of that made sense to me, so I just believe you. I just trust you.
Jenny said, oh, there's my 1-year YouTube membership, LOL Peaches. You are one of my favorite people. Happy to hear you could run. That's exciting. Also, hi, Chris. I'm glad you didn't leave me out, but I'd have been okay with it. I don't mind.
I enjoy Janae.
Fucking Zach. Remember for 13 months level. Early access. Message. Had to one-up Jenny. Love you all.
Those 2 people mean a lot to me.
Jody Collins. I look up to you, Chris. Thank you for being you. Well, I appreciate that. It was not the goal. The goal was to help people, but if I can be some sort of inspiration, I will take it.
Well, I appreciate that, Nicole. You guys are so sweet. Thank you.
Jasmine said, been getting a lot of follows from fake accounts of you guys. Do you know how to report them? I've tried based on pretending to be someone, but it doesn't work. Keep removing them. TikTok does not give a shit that people are getting scammed by fake accounts. They don't care at all because it keeps people on the account.
Keeps them engaged on their app.
Right. So as long as people are stealing our content and doing things with it and it gets content, it gets people watch time, TikTok is happy that they stay on the app because the longer you're on the app, the more ads you're going to see, the more you're going to spend money, the more they can sell their advertising dollars for. At the end of the day,
it's just the next Rockefeller.
You are nothing more than $1 to TikTok. Is there a Patreon live tonight? Yes, there is a Patreon live tonight. I can't watch long, but I love you guys. Thank you, Callista. I'm glad that you're here, even though you can't watch long.
Excuse me.
Watching on my TV and my phone, that's dedication. I got my soap and I love it.
Oh, I'm glad, Ashley. I packaged a really big order today. They got one of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of every full-size bar of soap, one of every 4-ounce bottle of body oil, and every single salt scrub or sugar scrub. And the 16-ounce sizes, or the 10, yeah, the 16-ounce sizes. They bought the biggest jars. If you guys are watching on TikTok, I would highly recommend going to the YouTube channel. This is just kind of opened as a window, so you guys can hear the emails if you want to. All of the interaction will be happening on YouTube going forward, though.
Kalisa said you didn't pronounce my name wrong this time. Have I actually pronounced your name wrong? Because we have somebody that's in our family that was part of our family whose name is Kalista, and that's the way it's pronounced, unless I'm wrong and you're just a one-off. I don't know. Adam gave us $1. Thank you, Adam. Do you want to jump into some emails? I would like to eat my chicken pot pie while we do this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to you while you read so that I can stuff my face and no one can see it.
All right. So this one is titled, Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Please help.
I just said yes. What more do you need? Gosh, you're so needy.
All right. I want to know if I'm a bad girlfriend for my toxic experiences or this is something that is actually wrong/upsetting. This is one page. So we'll see if they included enough detail. My boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years. When we got together, I expressed many times that I don't want to wait a long time to be engaged. Oh, yeah, that's kind of a red flag to me. How long is a long time?
I have a whole lot of questions already.
Right.
It's one thing to express. Hold on.
Okay.
It's one thing to tell your person that you are dating with intent.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this as a trial thing in the beginning to make sure that we are compatible. But if we are, just know that I want to be able to.
I want to be married.
Right.
Like that's my end goal.
That's the end goal. I don't want to waste my time, kind of thing.
Right.
But if you're like 3 weeks in and you're like, just so you know, I want to get married to you, that's a very different conversation. I think the verbiage and the delivery matters.
Even if it's a conversation 6 months in of like, look, I expect to be engaged by a year mark.
Yeah.
Okay, back up. That's not how this works.
Right.
So
Aloha Snack Bar asked if this was one of those banquet ones, the red box, cheap ass chicken pot pies, because of that whole fucking TikTok. Do you remember that?
No, what?
It was a growing up poor thing. Those banquet chicken pot pies were the shit when we were kids.
You talking about like the little tiny like 99-cent ones?
They're not 99 cents anymore, but they used to be.
Yeah, I know those.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a KFC chicken pot pie.
Oh, their crust is so flaky.
It is. Yeah.
Like a lot of people in my life.
Damn.
I'm kidding. I don't have that many people in my life, and they're actually all pretty timely.
Have you heard of the 2-year rule on TikTok? I have not. Can you explain the 2-year rule before we get back into the email? Because now I'm curious.
Can you scroll back up? Did somebody just say something about my face? What was that? Yep, I was right. Peach's hair is identical to Two-Face's hair from Batman Forever. Okay, now I got to look this up.
Your hair is not identical.
Two-Face. Batman.
Harvey Dent.
Yeah, you could say he had a split dye. He had a split burn.
He had a split, hence the Two-Face. But
Is that what you meant? Yes, the color. I'm so confused. All right, I'm not going to go into this lore. I'm more of a Marvel person. All right, I was with someone previously for 4 years who strung me along. And then when we broke up, he got with someone fast. I did too. But he gave her everything I wished I had.
so she had something you didn't.
Correct. She was providing something that you weren't.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's be real. That's what that is.
That's exactly what that is. I mean, you also moved on fairly quickly.
Right. Moving on quickly happens.
Right.
Like some people just don't want to do the work or don't feel they need the work in between. Like that's a very different discussion. Guys, I am absolutely going to get back to these super chats and I'll read them for you when we get done with an email. So we'll do an email, super chats, email, super chats. So
Back to the email?
yes, please.
All right. He took her to Disney, something I expressed was my dream, in all caps, because I never went as a child or ever. Shortly after he became engaged to her, about 2 years ago now. Oh, so they're still just engaged? That means absolutely nothing to me. So your goal is to be engaged and not to be married.
Oh. Speak on it, babe.
Well, now, because, yeah, they got engaged, but it's been 2 years and he hasn't actually fully committed to the marriage with her. That means absolutely nothing to me. She's a girlfriend plus. He's paying for no commercials.
You'd pay him for a lot more than that.
Which means he would have been together for her for almost the same amount of time as he was with me. Made me question a lot of things, like, was I good enough? Why couldn't it have been me? And what's wrong with me?
Don't know. On a one-page email, there's not enough detail.
Yeah. Well, I've asked myself all those kinds of questions too. And why couldn't it have been me? Because I would yell instead of talk about how I'm feeling. And every time he would go out with his friends, I would make it a fucking issue. But when I would want to go out, you better not have a problem with it. I didn't clean up after myself. I would leave dirty cups all over the place. I weaponized sex. What's wrong with me? I felt entitled to be able to do all of that and make somebody else suffer just because I didn't feel like I was the most important thing to them, even though they weren't the most important thing to me. All right. Nevertheless, through a lot of therapy, I got over my ex and focused on my current relationship. Well, that's dope. Therapy is always a good tool.
I don't believe you're over it.
Right. I would agree with that based on the conversation about being engaged. And when talking about being engaged, I used to tell him, it doesn't matter how long we are engaged. I just want to be with you forever. So I was right. You just want to be engaged. You don't want to get married.
Right.
Okay. Which tells me that it's about status for you and maybe there's abandonment issues going on. Somebody being engaged to you does not mean they're going to be with you forever.
That's fair. The abandonment statement was fair.
Yeah.
Yep. Because people believe it's a whole lot harder to end a relationship if you're engaged or married.
Right. I just want to be with you forever because I don't have a family and his family is my family. He knows how attached I am to his family. He knows all I want to do is spend forever with him. How long have you been with this guy? For 3 years. Okay. However, I can't talk about being engaged to him because he says the more you bring it up, the more it pushes it back.
Wait. I thought she was engaged.
No, she's not. Her ex is engaged
okay.
to another woman.
Right. So she's bringing it up to the new guy, trying to force something that
Incessantly.
he doesn't want. Right.
Right. Incessantly. Because the more you bring it up, the more it pushes it back.
Right.
I would imagine that her pushing for this engagement, I'm assuming all of this, guys. Don't go down into the comments. I'm making up a situation 100% right now. I would imagine that this is trying to ease an anxiety going on inside of her. There is a point in time where you need to just stop having the fucking conversation. And when the engagement happens, it happens. Become the woman that somebody would want to be engaged to versus just begging to be engaged.
Become the woman that's worthy of marriage.
Yeah, worthy of marriage. I'm using engaged because that's what she's using in
Right.
the email. I tell my kids all the time, if you ask me one more time, you're getting absolutely nothing. All the time. You asked me once, I gave you the answer. If you ask me again, it's not going to happen because now you're pushing boundaries and want to get it sooner. It's not how this works. I was always under the impression if a man wanted to engage a woman, he would, and that would be something that they want to do so badly. But it seems with my boyfriend that he doesn't want to engage me unless he feels like a real man. Meaning,
Oh, whoa. You don't get to say that. Oh.
Okay, well, let me finish it. Meaning a full-time job where he is paying for his half of the bills. He currently does this, so I don't know what the big deal is. That we both have a full-time job. I'm a full-time social worker. I'm assuming that's what that means. Or a full-time sex worker. It just says SW. And a part-time worker with kids with disabilities. I told him I don't care if we are dirt poor. All I want is him. All I want is to be with him. And he keeps saying the more that I talk about it, the more it pushes it back. And it's so frustrating that I feel like he doesn't want the same.
Well, you are with him and you're pushing something that he may not want.
Right. And I'm going to add on, the more and more you push it, the more and more you look crazy about it. And people are going to get pissy at the fact that I said crazy, but that's how it's coming across. if all you can talk about is being engaged and you can't recognize that it's becoming an uncomfortable conversation with him because all you want are your needs satiated, that's a problem.
I don't I take it very different when a woman says real man to a man than when a man says real man to a man.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of the time when women use it, it's to weaponize it.
Well, it's not even that. You're a woman. Fuck do you know about being a man?
White. Right.
This falls into the conversation that we had the other day about women being able to teach young men how to treat women, and all the single mothers saying, I'm doing the best that I can with him and he's going to treat women right. And then you look at the dating field and women and men do not treat each other right. So like, how's that working? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
She ends it with, what's holding him back?
You.
It's you. You are, and I say this in the most loving way because this is something that I really struggled with my kids. You are acting like a toddler who's not getting what they want. And you're reacting out of an emotional response. Why am I not good enough for marriage? Hopefully you can help me. Okay, so that's the first time you've said marriage in this whole email. And I would say that it's not that you're not good enough for marriage. I would say that you are not mentally prepared for what a marriage is.
Right.
There's still so much work that you have to go through. If he is seeing that you guys are having issues over the fact that you're not engaged yet, imagine long-term marital problems that can come up in 10, 15 years based on the emotional responses that you're giving now over the small fact that you're not engaged after 3 years.
So I do believe that she's pushing or that she's not worthy of marriage because I don't believe that everyone is.
Okay.
But we can also be very realistic in that it's not a good scene for men to be getting married right now.
No, it's not.
Like men who can't afford lawyers to get prenuptial agreements don't really have a whole lot to lose right now, but you should still be looking into that when you get married, because if you get married and 20 years later you're fucking doing well, like there should be some sort of insurance policy and all of that. I can't say women, people are so fucking shitty to their partners, and the distractions from social media and the infidelity and the fucking TikTok nonsense and the thirst traps, like
Right.
what incentive is there for people to actually get married at being young? You know what I mean? So like if she's not bringing anything to the table to the relationship and she's just along for the ride and she's doing the typical social media nonsense,
Right.
that alone would be enough for a man not to want to marry somebody like that. We have no idea what the relationship looks like. We don't know if there's conflict there. We don't know if they are combative, if they know how to communicate with each other. She sounds super fucking annoying with the way that she's going on and on and on about it.
Yeah.
We talked early on very clearly, like we weren't going to get married. Like we both have been married. We're not doing that again. So that expectation was completely off the table. And though it still played out for us,
Yeah.
like
Surprisingly.
that was not something that you ever harped on.
No. We had the conversation during the courting phase of marriage is off the table. And I lived with that expectation because that is what we both agreed upon. I wasn't secretly hoping that I could change your mind into getting married to me. When you proposed to me, I was totally blindsided. I thought you were fucking with me.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought that was a joke and you're getting ready to toy with my emotions. Just flabbergasted. It was absolutely, I'm going to start crying about it. I think about that day a lot. It means a lot to me. Thank you for it.
You're welcome. I wonder why she wants marriage so much.
Somebody on TikTok said it sounds like she's trying to compete with her ex.
I mean, it could be the case, but she wanted it really bad with her ex too. There are people out there whose entire goal in life is to get married. Like women specifically, like they fantasize about that shit since they're little. They plan their wedding out throughout all of their, preteen and teenage years so that they can grow up and get married and be that person. But if you're not going to be a wife, why get married? Because marriage is just a title. Being a wife is something completely different.
It's action.
Right. It's daily decisions.
Yeah. I take a lot of pride in being a good wife to you. The people who view wife as just a badge that they get to wear because they went through a ceremony and have a ring, and then every day turn around and treat their husband like absolute shit, you're not a wife. You're a glorified girlfriend.
Do you think that and this might be just me being dumb, but do you think that women fantasize about being a wife as much as they fantasize about the actual wedding itself?
No.
Do you think that the destination of becoming a wife and living that life would mean more if they did?
Yes.
Because it would be something, it would be more than just that special day. It would be that
it would be a
special
long-term goal.
existence. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it's so short term for women nowadays because they just think about the wedding day. And of course, they want to have a happy life and they want to have a harmonious marriage, but I don't think a vast majority of women plan on that. They plan out, like you said, more for their wedding day than they do for being an actual wife. I'm actually really proud of our daughter because she sees the way that we interact. And the other day she came up to me and she was like, "Mommy, I can't wait to be a wife to somebody."
It's wild.
Yeah. Another email.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw away my leftovers while you get into that, but I'm gonna
Okay.
put it on you. And then when I'm gonna try to switch it when you're taking bites so that people can't see you eat.
All right. Somebody just said on TikTok that their toddler said,
Their toddler said what?
I don't know what it was. The way it sounded like a duck. That made me happy. Oh gosh. Somebody's toddler said, "Hi, Peaches. Hello, child. You're going to do fantastic things with your life." Okay, next email. Needing advice, please. Firstly, I want to say I'm a huge fan and I value your podcast and relationship. I'm 24 and he's 23. I've been married. You mean we? We've been married since 12/6/21. We started dating 11/6/20. I feel like we've read this. Oh, excuse me. This is a lot of dates, and I remember the last time I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a lot of dates." Do you guys remember this? Jenai, do you recall this? Wizards. Thank you for all the follows on TikTok, guys. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, we did read this one.
Okay.
I think we stopped reading this one. I'm moving
Oh,
on.
I have to do super chats before you get into the next one.
Perfect.
Okay.
Have you guys ever seen that chick on TikTok who makes coffees and really weird fruits? And she always goes, "Perfect." That's how my mind just did that.
Jody Collins for 279 said, "You've helped me grow as a man, Chris." So I'm grateful for that. That makes me feel very good. I'm glad that you're growing and improving in life. Sarah said, "Glad to finally join the Patreon. Can't wait to meet some cool new people. Been listening for a while when I could at my old jobs." Well, thank you for joining the Patreon. For you guys who want to support us and ensure that we continue to do this, Patreon is the best way to do that. You get extra content. You get the garden segments. If you pay for the Discord or higher, you get Discord, early release stuff, both product and digital. Access to the meet and greets when we do them in states that doesn't require you to travel much. I'm gonna toot my own horn and say that, we have a really dope community over there.
You guys, it's so much fun. I go in there sometimes. Every time I show up, people get spooked because I'm like a hermit. I call myself a groundhog friend. When I show up, it's going to be a good day because I really don't bring dark clouds with me.
Danielle said, "Can I get details on your soap? Always looking for small batch natural soaps."
Oh, you're just looking at me. Hi, guys. I got taters in my
I
pizza.
can't see the chat or like what
Okay.
is even pulled up right now because the Discord is up so you can read the supers.
Okay. Can I get details on your soap? Always looking for a small batch natural soap. So, my soaps, oh gosh, I have the product list. Hang on, I'll tell you. It's all natural products. They are currently for sale. If you wanted to check out our website, that's where you can find them at. I'm almost certain that the only thing that we have left are a few of the cold press soaps.
I can tell you.
Perfect. Perfect.
While she looks that up, if you guys go to tobebetter.co, is where you would buy those soaps. There's also an events tab on there now, which will take you to the Thailand trip and will take you to any meet and greets that we have planned.
All right, so in the soaps, it's purified water, olive oil, coconut, reasonably sourced palm oil, vegan, cruelty-free mica pigment, sodium hydroxide, and natural fragrance oil blend. And there's less than 1% of sunflower oil, safflower oil, glycerin, sorbitol, and soy protein, a normal peptide.
There's 25 bars of soap left.
And that's it?
Yep.
Holy shit.
You have 9 of the mini lavender lemon,
Yeah.
7 of the mini peach honey, 1 full-size sunset on the beach, and 8 mini sunset on the beach.
Thank you guys so much for supporting this bath line. This has been a really dope endeavor for me.
Your oils are completely sold out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So are the salt scrubs, right? And the sugar scrubs?
Yeah, those have been sold out.
Oh my
Those sold out. Those sold out before it left the ultimate tier.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
I believe. I don't think that many of it went. Anyways. Mariah said, "Hey guys, I've been watching from the beginning. Just wanted to say thank you. I've been in and out of bad relationships, and you guys helped me be accountable and look at myself now. I'm 9 months sober and working on being healthy for myself and my future husband." It's fucking gangster.
Congrats on being sober.
Cookie Customs. Evening Chris and Peach's bath line is, oh my gosh, they look and smell amazing. Lavender, lemon, and sunset on the beach, and soap and oils. Def need other oils ASAP.
I am really fucking with these oils. I've been using it on my face every day in the morning as I prep my skin. I always wash it, and then I use witch hazel, which dries my skin, and then I put that oil on it, and just all day it's soft as a cloud. Yeah.
Unnatural Millennial said, "Can I get a shout out for Don and Pat? After 25 years, my mom and dad renewed their vows." Love that recommitment.
Hell yeah, mom and dad.
Unrelated Therapy said, "Quite proud of you two. As a future marriage and family therapist, your mindsets have been incredibly genuine and reassuring. Recently watched your I versus You podcast, raw and honest emotions, actively listening and trust."
Holy shit, thank you.
That's
Oh man.
I was talking to Zach today because we got an email from a therapist who was like, "Your podcast helped me get through a really bad breakup."
Oh, the divorce. It was
Yeah.
someone's divorce.
Yeah. It's wild to think that we are doing what a lot of other people are doing without the letters behind our names. And we're doing it from a place of actual wisdom because we're doing the fucking work. And just because we don't have the letters, people don't want to listen.
Right.
But the life experience is there. And it's obviously there if we're helping people who are in that fucking field.
Right.
Danielle Maloney said, "On my way to check them out. Thank you." I'm guessing that she meant the soaps.
Dope.
All right, let's do another email. I'm gonna minimize Discord so we can see what's going on.
Another email. This one is called The Breaking Point. Dear Chris and Peaches. Oh, it's Dear Chris and Peach. Guys, I'm changing my name. I feel like a walking grammatical error going by Peaches, so it's now Peach. Are you laughing at me?
I am. Because Peach is, I like that better than Peach.
I don't know. I like Peach.
No, that's all that matters. You're the one who's got to answer to
Yeah.
it.
Part of me was also like, hey, maybe just totally like switch it up and call myself Monstera, but I was like, no, that's too big of a change.
Yeah.
Dropping the ES is a lot easier versus a whole rebranding of me. So over the last year, I have been a silent, respectful listener to the podcast, enjoying the playful comedic banter between the two of you, and really soaking up your opinions on most every topic that you've hit on since I caught my first Facebook reel. I like hearing that we get people from like Facebook or X. It's dope.
I honestly I don't know how many we currently have on Facebook, but the last time I looked, we were over 400,000 followers over there.
Shut up.
I don't check the Facebook page. I have everything automated. AJ handles Facebook
Wow.
completely. So
That's crazy. Back into the email?
yes.
I surely can't sit here and say that I'm a longtime follower, but I know beauty when I see it. Over a year of therapy, paired with as many 60-second TikToks or podcasts I can find, and I pray one day my husband and I can have the same dynamic. We've been together for 15 years now, and I've always prayed that we'd grow old together. A lot of your discussions really hit home with me, and I've been truly debating on when and how to go about sending my first email. I'm not sure if I should stay anonymous, Well, it doesn't matter because I'd make you stay anonymous. I'm not sure if I should give you backstory on both of us. In general, I'm just very iffy on the whole situation. Nevertheless, my story is lengthy, and I believe attention to detail is key. I will try very hard to not jump around, but again, I've got a lengthy story, and at this point, I have been listening and actively trying for years. I'm burnt out and pretty sure I'm the problem. All right.
452,000.
That's pretty dope.
Yep. I also just found another fake page on there, but I reported it.
Oh my goodness. That's so insane that people are creating fake pages about us to get attention.
It's insane that people that follow our account that I know personally follow the other account, like Dakota and Jeff. I literally their pictures are right there, followed by 10 people that I know.
Oh my gosh.
They obviously don't know any better because
that's crazy.
You know.
My life is fucking insane.
Did you ever think you'd have people impersonating you on a mass scale?
No, and it works. I never thought that even if it did, it would never fucking work because I'm a nobody. And now I'm not, and it's
when people are using your likeness to scam others for money.
It's disgusting. And I know that I'm not a problem in that, but it makes my soul feel dirty just because it's my face on it.
Shout out to Disco Cobra 2013, just gifted 10 tier 1 subs on Twitch. They've gifted a total of 75 to the channel so far.
Holy shit. Disco Cobra, I'm pretty sure that you gifted me a sub. I logged into my Twitch the other day and they were like, gifted a sub. And I was like, stop.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you for doing that, Disco Cobra. Back to the email?
Yep.
I will go ahead and lay it out straight by being the first to say that I should have made it clear that I was to be a priority. I was always so eager to please. I wanted so much to have all the things that I saw in movies or with other friends. I wanted that family life, to be that old photo in someone's wallet, to be wanted and needed and loved. I get that wanting to be a photo in somebody else's wallet, so much so that I made it for my husband.
And it's not in my wallet.
No, it's not.
I do have a really nice booty picture that I want to stick in the plastic of my dash.
Yeah.
But I would have to push somebody out of my vehicle if they're riding with me and I catch them looking at your booty while I'm driving. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
It's in your little wallet thing, though.
It is.
That way you can always have it. Throughout our lives, I defended him. I celebrated him loudly. I loved him through it all and picked up his slack when he didn't have it. I often find myself wondering if he's loved me like I needed him all along, just only in his own way, like maybe I'm not privy to his love language, ?
Why not have
Really?
that discussion?
Right, like after 15 years, you don't think you could understand the way that somebody expresses love?
You would think after 15 years you could have a fucking conversation with the person that you're married to or that you're living with.
Right.
15 years. Like there are people that are listening to this that's more than half of their lifespan.
Right. I see the way that you love me. You're not, I'm going to lay rose petal flowers on the bed and have candles all over the place and cause a fire hazard. I'm going to send you an edible arrangement. And I'm going to surprise you with your favorite chocolates. You're very much a gift-giving guy. And I love it. It makes me feel so cherished. And listened to. That's really neat.
Is it because the gifts that I give you aren't always bought?
Yes. The pine needles, I think, are in my top 3. I was not expecting those pine needles, and I saw those, and I just, oh my God, my husband understands me, and I just started crying. And you got it. I watched the video of you going, this is so fucking stupid. I can't believe I'm doing this, shoving pine needles into a backpack. And I'm like, he's doing it for me. Oh, it felt so good.
That's funny.
I love it. I love the way you love me because even when you don't understand it, you want to make me happy and you love that. And it's dope. It's fantastic.
I'm glad. Mr. Oogie Boogie just gifted 10 subs.
Ooh.
We are 6 away from 300 on Twitch
Of subs?
of subs.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the front door.
Well, for those of you on TikTok and don't know it, we go live on Twitch and we play video games. We've been doing a lot of COD lately. I've been hearing whispers about Helldivers. But we go live every Saturday. If you want to be privy to that, go over to the Twitch channel, 2Be Better Podcast, the number 2, as always. Subscribe.
Jessica Rose said, my husband got me your lavender lemon soap and I am obsessed. May not even use it and keep it just to smell.
Oh, doesn't it smell good?
We've actually had somebody else say the exact same thing.
Yep. My friend has it in her linen closet right now.
Yeah. Stonewolf said, have you guys played Baldur's Gate? We have not. I can't. I don't think you guys understand my obsession with Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I went from never playing to DMing in like 6 months. Mm-hmm. And like, I have most of the DM guide memorized.
That's fantastic.
It's not.
Why?
Because it is an unhealthy obsession with Dungeons and Dragons.
I think it's hot.
So getting into Baldur's Gate would consume every ounce of free time I have until I was content with the game.
Okay.
And I don't
elaborate for me. Why is that? Is it like an extravagant game? Is it a
it's
super
D&D.
in-depth story?
You're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Right, but what is Baldur's Gate? Is that like a storyline?
It's one of their modules.
Okay,
it's a pre-written module,
Got
but
you.
it's Dungeons and Dragons in a game.
Okay.
It doesn't give you obviously there's constructs there. You have to still follow the structure of the game. You can't just do whatever you want.
Right.
But I understand that it is Dungeons and Dragons, and I would escape into that world very hard, and I know it. I wouldn't be able to stop that. That would become an addiction for me very quick.
Okay.
So I'm not willing to play Baldur's Gate. It would be like you playing Skyrim.
Oh, I fucking love Skyrim.
See, it would be the same thing.
There was one time, I'm going to divert, guys. There was one time in Skyrim, I've talked to hundreds of people about this, and nobody has experienced this in the game. I have arachnophobia. The spiders in that game terrify me, like zombies chasing me in real life. And I came across this cave with enchanted spiders in it. Have you seen a frostbite spider from Skyrim?
I've never played Skyrim.
They're like
Same reason.
10 feet tall, 8 feet wide. Like, they can eat a mammoth, and they're enchanted. So I have spiders that I'm already terrified of chasing me, breathing fire and ice and all of these other things. It was pure chaotic, and I'm slightly traumatized from it.
Yeah.
But I think we should get into D&D.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I do. I know that I want to start playing again. We have the table for it. We could even record it and set it up. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I need to make sure that we have enough downtime that like I can world build and I can prep for games, and
Yeah.
it's not, I can't just sit down as a player because I only have 2 other people that I know that DM, and one of them is really bad.
Yeah.
And the other one's super busy all the time. So
It would give me a reason to really work on my singing voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the email. We're
Okay.
side railing pretty hard.
Here goes nothing. I was 19 years old when I met my now husband. He was 18. I was a bright girl, pretty proud of myself, not gonna lie. I had been in college since I was 16, switched majors twice, but was there and doing pretty well. I was an only child and was living in my own apartment. Not a spoiled brat or anything of the sort, just a girl that wanted better for herself. I grew up without my bio dad, a long story. At the age of 14, my mama remarried, which was wonderful, but I grew up quick to say the very least. My husband had a similar childhood, but a series of circumstances altered his course of life. From this point of the email, please understand that this is not a dump on my husband post. I really do understand that I am also at fault, and I do take ownership of my actions. If I'm being honest, I absolutely hate the woman that I am today. I'm not
So what are you going to do about it? You can't say shit like that.
right.
Because if you really truly hated who you were, you would have started doing something to change that. But that's such a cop-out thing to say to me. I think that's
It sounds like bystander syndrome of your own life. Like, I see myself doing all of these destructive things, but I'm not in control of it, but I hate that I do it.
it sounds to me like somebody is picking apart the things that they know is wrong with them so that other people can't roast them for it.
Yeah.
If
like they're trying to get ahead of it?
If I make it known that I know that this is a thing, nobody's going to say shit because I'm already aware of it.
We're going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm not going to speak for my husband. I'm going to. I'm not proud of who I have become. So with everything that my husband just said and me agreeing with it, I would also like to say that it takes a lot to say I'm kind of fucked up right now. And I am not proud of who I have become. So let's see what was done.
Okay.
With that being said, I'm going to dive right in. We were young when we met, and I dare say that I had a bit more of a fruitful teenage life than he did. I'm basically trying to say that I wasn't a saint by any means, nor did I claim to be, but I didn't cheat, lie, or steal. I really hate the transition word but in a statement. I feel like it negates everything prior, because now the highlight is cheating, lying, and stealing is the worst that can happen. Everything else she's done is minuscule compared to those things, because those are the really, really bad things. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. My now husband had a reputation. I had heard from his buddies and caught on very quickly to how loyalty wasn't shining through in the deck of his cards. Okay, nevertheless, we were young and interested in one another, and we were young and interested, and one thing led to another. I could sit here and type you a book from start to finish. Oh, you mean start. From start to finish, about all the red flags I discarded and never once proceeded with caution. I could tell you about all the times I tried to leave and his fist or head ended up through a wall or door because he couldn't express or deal with his emotions. Little fights about trash and yard work would lead to big resentments.
Hang on.
Okay. We're gonna do that thing. Isn't there a period transaction between awareness and action? What do you mean? Action can almost happen instantaneously once you recognize there's a problem. I need an elaboration on that question.
We choose to get angry in a lot of situations, right? Like if somebody fucks your order up and you're at a restaurant, you can be really mad that your order's fucked up and not take it out on the waitress, or you can choose to be a dick because you want to treat somebody like shit and you want to, establish some sort of dominance,
right?
To manipulate the situation to get the outcome that you want. And anger is the only tool at your disposal because you don't know how to talk to people,
right?
So when men get angry and punch holes in the walls and slam their head into things or hit themselves or whatever it is that they're doing, that is a manipulation tactic. Mm-hmm. It's also letting you know that you are not safe with the person that's doing that. So if those are the type of people that you are around, you need to find another social circle.
Yes.
I want to read something.
Okay, can you mute me?
I need a second to find it though.
Okay. Since am I unmuted now?
You're unmuted.
Do you guys want to see my eyebrows? Have you seen my eyebrows yet? Why would vapes be banned on live? Because something about like human health or whatever, but let my eyebrow. Oh wow, my bangs do not. You know, I had somebody tell me once that I would look good with Betty bangs. And I tried it and I didn't know how I felt about it. I mean, I said no back then, but let's try again and see if my mind's changed. Bring it up. No. Oh, wow. I look like a 7-year-old who got a hold of their mom's scissors while she was sleeping. No, I need the full bang. Yeah, it's still too much mega mind. Oh, Lord.
All right, so this is my second time through this book.
Oh, they will look good on you. Thank you.
The Courage to be Disliked. And there's a chapter in here called People Fabricate Anger. And the conversation is between a youth and a philosopher. And the philosopher said, so you were stimulated by the emotion of anger and ended up shouting, though you are normally mild-mannered and you couldn't resist being angry. It was unavoidable occurrence. It was an unavoidable occurrence and you couldn't do anything about it. Is that what you're saying? And the youth said, yes, because it happened so suddenly, the words just came out of my mouth before I had time to think. The philosopher said then just suppose you happened to have a knife on you yesterday when you blew up and got carried away and stabbed him. Would you still be able to justify that by saying it was an unavoidable occurrence and I couldn't do anything about it? The youth said, come on, that's an extreme argument. The philosopher then said, it is not an extreme argument. If we proceed with your reasoning, any offense committed in anger can be blamed on anger and will no longer be the responsibility of the person, because essentially you are saying that people cannot control their emotions. The youth then said, well, then how do you explain my anger? He said, that's easy. You did not fly into a rage and then start shouting. It is solely that you got angry so that you could shout. In other words, in order to fulfill the goal of shouting, you created the emotion of anger. If he knew how to articulate what was going on, he would be able to just say what was bothering him instead of getting loud and trying to dominate someone. I think that comes from the inability to impose your intentions on another human being.
Repeat that for me.
I think that that's a way for people to impose their intentions on someone else.
Okay, by impose you mean
Force it.
forcing them to cooperate.
Right.
By
It could
being
be cooperation.
intimidating or
It could be cooperation. It could be forcing them to submit.
Yeah, submit.
It could be
agree.
trying to be overpowering or to dominate them in some fashion. It could be just trying to get them to get along. Anger is a tool. That's it. And when you have better tools, you have better outcomes, because when you get defensive or attacking, people are going to do the same thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Back into the email.
Please.
Early on in our relationship, I fell pregnant with our firstborn daughter, and shortly after giving birth to her, number 2 was on the way. Whew, back-to-back babies. That is rough. I say that as a mom of Irish twins. Oh, you're holding up the book.
Yeah, because you were talking and people are looking
You're
at
right.
it.
I can't do that right now, but remind me later. I got my Audible credit. I need to get that book. I developed postpartum depression with both pregnancies and fought through it all alone, working, doing the day-to-day, managing not only my life and our girls' lives, but his as well. I'm a fabulous assistant. Haha. Okay, so now I got to know, did you ask for help? Or were you just waiting for him to be a knight in shining armor and just read your mind and know what you needed help with? Unless I ask for help, you don't know I need help.
Right.
Unless I'm struggling, you think everything is sunshine and rainbows.
Right, because I'm looking at my life through my eyes, the way
Right.
that you're looking at yours. And sometimes I can tell you're off, but I can't go, you're sad
Right.
or you're mad. I have to go, I can tell that you're not okay.
Yeah, I appreciate
Tell me
that
what your
phrasing.
emotions are so that I can understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
But if you're overwhelmed and I just assume you're overwhelmed, there's no need for me to pry about that. And since it's hard to read what's truly going on with people, if you don't ask, you're never going to know. Sometimes we're just too busy to really dive. Like, I don't know. That's a whole different thing. For those of you who are interested in that book, I posted the links in the chat. There is, that's our recommended reading list. Zach put that book on there along with another one by the same author.
Why is it that men can't see when their woman needs help? Like, you should know. I always know. Because you're probably hyper aware of your man, because in my opinion, women are more inclined to be nurturing and caring. And I am hyper fixated on your well-being, and I know that you are not that way with me.
If that was the case, men's suicide rates would be next to nothing.
What do you mean?
We have the highest suicide rate.
No, where did that come from? What are you talking about?
Because whoever said that about knowing how their men is feeling and what's going on, that's
Oh, yeah.
bullshit.
That is bullshit.
You know how many men sit in their car and cry with a fucking gun in their mouth on a regular basis because they don't know how to talk to people or have anyone to actually truly talk to them,
Yeah.
knowing that we can't actually be vulnerable with our women because it's going to be thrown back in our fucking face one day. So we tell everyone we're fine or we're tired. That's a bullshit fucking statement. How many of you have actually checked in on your fucking man instead of assuming you know what's going on with him? Shut the fuck up with that. You don't know what's going on with other people until you ask them and
Correct.
truly ask them. That's why we have the check-ins. The biggest fucking question on there is, how's your mental health?
Right. Fucking get them, babe.
That just pissed me off. I fucking hate that.
No, I know, because it comes from a stance of,
I'm better than they are.
yeah, they should just know better. Everyone's going through just as much shit as everybody else is, and because you might be hyper aware of everything, not everybody else is.
That's your trauma response.
That is a trauma response, 100%. And I say that as somebody who has that trauma response, hence why I'm that way with my husband. And I don't take it personally when he's not that way, because my husband didn't grow up that way. He didn't have that life experience of needing to be hyper vigilant of people's feelings and their wellness. I'm so appreciative that when I come to you and ask for help, you actually give it to me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Supposed to be a team. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Back into the email?
Yep.
I never faltered when it came to celebrating him and showing him how much I loved him or was proud of him. I, on the other hand, have spent our lives together waiting. Waiting to be important enough or special enough for him to show me or make a big deal about me. Okay, so what does that look like? Like, does that look like him decorating the whole house for your birthday? Or is that going out to dinner together? Has this man never planned a date? Has he never surprised you with a gift? Has he never gotten you something for your birthday? Like, okay. This is one of those moments where the bare minimum is not the same for everybody because everybody has different standards of being with them.
Right.
Okay.
One size does not fit all.
Correct. Anyway, our second daughter was born in 2011, and we were married by Halloween of 2012. Up until this point, there had been rumors and a few incidents of infidelity on his end, but like always, he wanted to move forward and forget about them. And you let that? Like, you allowed that to happen?
Well, they said like always.
Right.
So this has obviously been a reoccurring thing.
So where's the self-worth? Because that's not just to sweep under the rug and be like, okay, this is my life now. There's a lot of hurt in that. For years, I pushed, look at that. For years, I pushed my hurts away, shoving them down and deep, hoping he would realize that I'm right here. Yeah, this is just giving me bystander in my life vibes. I'm just watching everything happen around me, and I'm a victim to everything, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Also, if you married somebody who was known for cheating and then you get cheated on, you can't expect him to just stop the cheating because that's who he's always been. Right? Like, he hasn't shown it that the want to not do that.
I mean, that could have been the case, though. That could have been a thing.
What do you mean? That he wanted to stop cheating?
No, that he wasn't going to cheat on them.
Or on her?
Right. If they courted,
right,
and she checked all the boxes and all the needs were being met,
mm-hmm.
and he was not cheating in the beginning and then started cheating, why?
Well, we don't know if
they
he
were
was
also at
cheating in the
18
beginning.
and 19 years old when they started dating. They
Right.
were kids still. Like, we've said this over and over and over again. At 18 and 19 years old, you don't know shit about the world. Like, you are still a fucking child at that point. Just because you wake up one day and you're 18 doesn't make you an adult. You have to go through things in life to earn that maturity. And if you're 19 to 25 years old and your parents still pay all your fucking bills and you live at home with mom and dad and you've never done anything in your life, you're still a fucking child. Like, you haven't had any real responsibilities. Life hasn't kicked you in the fucking teeth yet. You've never had to overcome anything. Like, you were still living as a child would. What are you doing?
I agree. I'm just typing something on TikTok real quick. Okay. Back into the email.
Mm-hmm.
In 2015, he had his big affair, one that lasted almost a year. Longer, actually, considering I had to wait for a child to be born to get paternity results, not his.
I'll pause you for just a second.
Okay.
Draken Designs in Twitch said, for sure, I didn't truly mature until I was 25. Your age had nothing to do with your maturing. Your age just happened to be something that you were living through your 25th year on the planet when you were forced to mature. I truly believe that there are 15-year-old kids out there who have way more maturity than 30 and 40-year-old men because they had to go through a whole lot very
Early
in
on.
short time frame, right? I also know that when you have people who are the age 14 to like 20 years old that go through like a really traumatic experience, it can stunt them at that age. And they will always have the same maturity level as those people because it's that, the way that the trauma affects the brain. I really wish that I could remember the specifics of that study, but that's
Of the trauma affecting
Yeah.
the brain?
Yep. Sometimes it could be a car accident. It could be a drug overdose. It could be the loss of a friend or a family member, but it will stunt their mental growth. They use a term for it, and it's just gone. I'm so frustrated from this email.
I'm sorry, babe.
I can't think.
Back into it?
Sure.
When I asked why he did this, he said he didn't feel like I wanted him anymore. I believe that. You said that you were shutting down and just waiting for him to come to you. I would 100% believe that this woman isolated herself in her marriage.
Okay.
100% believe that. During this point in my life, I was working full time. Okay, I want to elaborate on why I believe that she shut down. There's 2 kids under 2, or however far apart these 2 children are along. She had the child and got pregnant almost immediately after. Postpartum depression, husband is cheating, feels unwanted, has low self-esteem. I do not believe that she was okay within this marriage, and he 100% believed he was the problem in all of it.
Okay.
All right. During this point in my life, I was working full-time, finishing up my last year of business school, running a household and 3 other human lives other than my own. And my mother had just fallen sick for the first time and was in the hospital 2 hours away from us. Instead of stepping up and being there for me when I needed him, he chose the comforts of someone else's arms. Okay, so you said that you needed him, but did you communicate that you needed him? If somebody doesn't ask me for help, I'm probably not going to help. If I see my husband struggling, I am going to offer the help, but that's because I care about my husband the same way that he cares about me and he goes out of his way to help me.
So let's talk about that, because there's a difference between going, hey, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
And knowing what's going on to be able to actually go, hey, I can tell you're going through X. I can take care of W, Y, and Z for you right now and maybe reduce the load a little bit. But if I don't know you're going through X and I can just tell something's going on and we don't have the discussion as to how am I supposed to know what you need in order for me to be there? And I can sit with you in silence and not say shit all day long. I'm good with that. But that's not going to solve anything. It'll let you know you're not alone. That's great. And sometimes that is all people need. I'm not delusional to that. But if I go, what's wrong? And you're like, nothing, I'm processing. And that's the end of it. I don't know what the fuck to do to help you because I don't know what's going on. We haven't talked about it.
Lauren Nicole, thank you. Somebody in the chat understands.
I don't know what happened, what I was doing. Oh, I was trying to get to the link for. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry, babe.
No, you're fine, babe. That broke me. I changed. I couldn't look at him the same way. And honestly, this should have been where I left, but I didn't. I'm going to disagree. You should have left the second time he cheated when you guys agreed that that wasn't going to be a thing anymore and we're going to work on our marriage being better. The best time to leave was then. The second best time to leave is now. That's what you say?
Mm-hmm. The best time to do something should have been the first time you thought about it. The second best time is right now.
Okay. Yet again, he wanted to forget and move on. I don't understand. And somebody in this mindset, do they believe that they're powerless? Like they just have to accept that this is what their husband's doing and be like, okay, I can't decide just to leave or divorce or... Like, how do you just continue to roll with that? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just...
Well, I mean, to devil's advocate, that there are people who are not financially stable enough to exist on their own.
Right.
That is a thing. So, like, if she's unable to move out on her own, maybe they've burned all the bridges with each of their families and they're not able to just do that. Like, there are extenuating circumstances that I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But I also think that I would rather live in my car and be fucking broke and have nothing than live in a situation where I'm not wanted.
Yeah. I guess I was more speaking on like the emotional and mental side of this. We're not continuing on as a married couple and that conversation is going to happen.
Right.
We're not just sweeping this under the rug and moving on because you as my husband want to ignore the fact that you've cheated multiple times.
Right.
It's not how this works. You guys have the right to stand up for yourselves. Like, if
Yes,
you
you
need
do.
that reminder, you have the fucking right to stand up for yourself. And if the person you're married to is doing something like cheating on you, you have the right to say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. All right? All right. Back to the email. So I don't condone my actions, but I stepped out of the marriage as well at this time. And there were no excuses. I was just different.
Whoa, she stepped out of the marriage too, so she's also cheated.
Yeah, she cheated after he cheated, yeah. The eye for the eye
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yep. In an eye for an eye world, everyone is blind.
You know, if there was a conversation had between the husband and wife of like, look, I'm not in love with you anymore, but we have a family together. We're going to see people on the side. I just don't want to hear about it, and you can't bring them here. Word. If you guys are happy living your life like that, fantastic. That conversation should be had because he's stepping out. You wanted to step out. What's the point of being sneaky anymore, right?
If she was truly hurt from the infidelity and like it truly hurt her and she was in love with this man, why would you want to do the same thing to them? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
I want to hurt you the way you hurt me.
Right, but why? If you love someone,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to hurt them.
Right.
And I understand that when people cheat, they're not thinking about the person that they're cheating on. They're thinking about themselves. It's a very selfish action.
100% selfish.
But to do it just because the other person did it, you are doing it to hurt them. That's the intent behind it. It's not about, oh man, there's a whole lot of thought in that one. The emotional damage that's going to come from that afterwards, knowing that you did something with your body just to be vindictive.
Oh God, yeah, I would feel filthy. There would be that instant gratification of, yeah, fuck that person. But 3 days from then, when you're actually thinking about what you just did, yeah, I'm giving myself the heebie-jeebies.
They're still like in their early 20s, right? Like 22 or 23. They were only together for like 3 years, something like that. Or was that the last email?
No, that's this email. They've been together for 15 years now.
Okay, so this is definitely not the same email. I'm thinking of the last one. Okay.
All right, back to the email.
Yeah, because the 18, 19-year-old statement that I made doesn't apply to this. That was the last one.
No, that's this one.
Okay.
They were 18 and 19
So they're
when
in
they
their
got
30s
together.
now.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Shortly after the infidelity, my parents passed away, one right after the other. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I lost my stepdad, mom, and bio dad in the span of 3 years. So life happened and we kept going. We ended up having a son in 2017. Oh my gosh. Why? Guys, if you are in a relationship where you feel like you don't matter, don't continue having children with that person.
Right.
Like at that point, you're being irresponsible to your children because now everything that you guys are experiencing in your marriage, they're going to feel some kind of windfall from that.
And at this point, they both cheated.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get it.
We ended up having a son in 2017 and had moved into my family home after my mother had passed away. I would like to tell you that things got better, but it didn't. I mean, I would believe that. There's been nothing to make anything better done. Things just don't get better on their own. An infection left unattended is going to kill somebody. Soon after my mother's burial in 2018, I found more texts from another woman that he was going to see. I've said this in other emails after multiple instances of someone being caught cheating. Are you surprised at this point? I'm not even taking it personally anymore. Like, you got some demons you're dealing with, and I'm just a bystander in your life. I am going to do me, and I can clearly see that we're not in love. And I would start doing me.
You can absolutely live as roommates at that point.
Right.
I still think there would need to be boundaries.
Oh yeah, 100%. goodness, excuse me. I'm going to sidetrack real quick. Have you ever seen the kid talking about the KFC logo? Have you seen that, babe?
No.
The dude said,
Oh yeah.
Are we going to
Big
go?
ass head, little body.
Yeah. I can't unsee it now. That's how I would draw something because I could do faces, but I can't do the rest. Oh. What?
Gremlin Girl is watching on Twitch, and she said Chris looks like he's going through the emotions today. Yeah. Micro Explosion was like, a comment pissed him off real good, and Lorna was like, it was a whole thing. Yeah, it did. It pissed me off. I'm good though.
All right. From 2019 up till 2013, I'm unaware of any cheating, and maybe that's because I stopped paying attention. But the arguing never stopped because I am and was completely overwhelmed with everything.
I'm sorry. Can we skip this fucking nonsense and get to the part of the relationship that matters now? Because this entire thing is a trauma dump of how they cheated on each other. And I got to be honest, I don't care. You guys did this entire situation for 15 years to each other.
Right.
You both did the shit. So what do you expect, or what do you think is going to happen by you giving us all this information that you did a whole bunch of foul shit to each other with dates? What are you if you haven't forgiven each other, why are you still together? If you guys are currently having a problem, and this is things that you're having a problems with that happened 15 years ago, that's the things that need to be resolved. We don't need to know about all that.
Right.
This is the kind of shit that like is not helpful in an email. If you are having conflict with your person because they talked down to you, or they told you you were a whore, or you're fat, or whatever it is that they're doing that's current, we can help you with that if you're having a hard time getting through something.
Right.
You guys fucking other people that you did 10, 15 years ago and having kids and doing all that, what the fuck do you want us to do about that?
Right. Well, we're getting to the point.
We hit 300 subs on Twitch.
Holy shit.
Mr. Oogie Boogie, thank you for that so much.
Because I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie. That's one of my favorite songs to sing. That's also a karaoke song.
Is it?
Oh, I want to do karaoke so bad. Do you? I bet they would love karaoke in Thailand. I bet that's a thing.
I have no idea.
I bet it is. They have karaoke bars in Japan.
But yeah.
So I'm gonna Google that when we get home. Guys, guess what I'm planning? Okay. Back to the email. We now have 12 dogs. 12 dogs, 3 kids, and a failing marriage. 2 turtle doves and a partridge and a pear tree.
The marriage has been failing. This relationship has been failing since the beginning.
I'm self-soothing. Why? Like, you're already struggling with working, and I think she said she's schooling, and she's taking care of a family, and she's maintaining a household, and all of this without the help from her husband. Why would you take on 12 dogs? Why would you make that choice?
Why would you stay when all of this is going on and it's destroying who you are as a person?
No self-worth. That's the only thing I can think of.
Let's look at that.
Right.
She has been faithful up until the point where she cheated, even though he was cheating the entire time of their relationship, right? The entire time until finally she gave up and was like, I don't fucking care anymore.
And then she became him.
She allowed him to break who she was as a woman and then started doing the same shit.
Yep. She
stopped caring, stopped trying to see what was going on, stopped putting in effort, had another fucking kid, and now they've got 12 dogs together in a marriage that's failing. Why do you think that is?
This is like the definition of doing wife things before the man earns it. I did not give my husband the full wife treatment before we were married or before we became serious together because marriage was off the table. But when you and I finally committed to actually living life together, you got everything. Because you showed me the quality of man that you are. I wonder if she's desperate to be loved or accepted.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the only way I can see somebody tolerating this kind of treatment from somebody who's supposed to love them. It's a lot.
I see this whole situation as allowing another person to break somebody.
No.
When you become a vindictive person and that's not who you are at your core, you have allowed others to
break you,
to destroy who you are at your foundation to become something you're not.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I'm getting so deep into my Bible. I hear that, and that sounds like Satan at work, like destroying who you are as a person, breaking you down to the point that you're willing to step out on your vows in your marriage. Comes for the head of household first. Once the man goes, it's so easy for everything else to fall.
Well, that man wasn't living right to begin with.
No, he wasn't. That's why you guys, the most women, ladies, fucking listen to me. The most important decision you will ever make in your fucking life is who you choose to marry. It is who you choose to marry. Do not make that decision lightly.
Alexa said, I would rather be alone and happy than in a broken marriage that's breaking me.
Yep. Back to the email.
Yep.
He has been working construction with his father for about 2 years, and I work from home. So literally everything falls on me because he is the type that thinks once he's come home from work, he's finished working and gets to just go and have fun. And I'm not allowed to get rid of them. What? And I'm not allowed to get rid of them or remove any of the stressors in my life because he says so. Okay, so if he has always been this way, my next question is, why would you say yes when he asked you to marry him? It takes a fucking miracle for this kind of person, this kind of, the way that she's describing her husband, because I'm not going to say men, this kind of human being with this mindset takes a miracle to change who they are as a person.
Okay.
A massive catalyst.
Okay. Does it? Okay, let me rephrase that. Yes, it does. Because this is 15 years of learned behavior.
Right.
Because she has tolerated all of it. Mm-hmm. When they first started dating, if she would have set her boundaries and held to them, one of two things would have happened. He would have either acted right to be with her, mm-hmm. or they would have split, mm-hmm. and she would have avoided all of this. This comes down to the decisions you make. You can't accept the blame for his infidelity.
No.
And when we have these conversations, people go straight to that. Well,
oh, you're victim blaming. It's
right.
her fault he cheated.
All of that bullshit. Right? And I'm always like, you can find a scenario where if they would have made a different decision, this wouldn't have happened. And there's in this case, if you would have set a boundary and adhered to it, none of this would have happened to you.
Yep.
You would have either moved on with your life and had a much better person who loves and respects you and cares about you, instead of being in a situation where you have let a man manipulate and walk on you and destroy who you are as a person and control your living situation to the point where you are stressed out and miserable, including when I get off of work, I'm done working for the day and don't have to do shit. Because that's also a learned behavioral trait. Because if you didn't tolerate that when it first started,
right, if you stood up for yourself,
it would not have become ingrained that this is okay behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the poor people on TikTok who don't understand the point of it.
Tell them to go to YouTube.
Yeah, go to YouTube. I pray y'all get out of the victim mentality. Back into the email. I've often asked him where we fit into his schedule. Like, when is okay for us to waste your time, because that's how he puts it whenever he goes somewhere with me and the kids, or just me, and it takes a little too long for his liking. I wouldn't tolerate any of this. And nobody is going to come and rescue you.
Nope. No one's coming to save you.
No one's going to come and save you out of this marriage. We are not going to save you out of this marriage. If you are not happy with this man, you need to leave him. There's two sides to every story. There's three. There's the two sides of the story, and then there's the truth. Yep. So everyone's story is told through their cognitive lens. And I bet if we heard a story from the husband, it would sound very different in the way that he describes his wife. The way that she is painting the picture of her husband, he sounds like an absolute piece of shit.
Yep.
Me as Peach, I would not tolerate this. Everyone deserves to be with somebody who loves them and cares for them And if I come to my man and I say, hey, babe, you did this and it made me feel this way. Can we maybe not do that again, or maybe find another way to do that? And you look at me and go, no, fuck you. This is how I am. Get used to it. Why would you go, okay, yeah, I'm going to marry that?
Yeah.
No. Self-worth. The self-worth needs to be found. And the understanding that you as a human being, everyone goes through so fucking much. Life is a very difficult ride. And it starts early. Some childhoods are a lot rougher than others. Everyone goes through at least one traumatic experience, and it fucks them up in a certain way. Reacting out of trauma does not make you a bad person. It doesn't make you unlovable. It doesn't make you unworthy. And it doesn't make you worthless. To live in the mindset that you are and to tolerate this behavior is absolutely devastating to me. If my daughter came to me and said that this is what she was going through, I would sit there and cry with her. And I would ask, like, what did I do wrong as a mother for you to think that this is what you deserved out of life with a husband? And what can we do to fix this? Because this is not it. And I understand that there's a fear of change and there's a fear of the unknown, and people become comfortable in situations, and people won't leave a situation until they are more uncomfortable with what's going on versus the uncomfort of the change.
Right. I think that there's two things that I want to touch on with everything you just said. One, I absolutely agree with the I failed you.
Yeah.
Like, I should have taught you better. If you think that this is okay, I have failed you as a parent.
Like, as a mom to my daughter, if you think that it's okay for women to be treated like this, what the fuck did I do wrong?
The other thing that you said is that you think it's okay to react out of trauma sometimes. And you had a dialogue there.
I said I didn't make him a bad person.
Right.
That's what I said.
I disagree to an extent, because I know people who use their trauma as an excuse and a way to manipulate the people around them in a form of control.
Oh, like on purpose?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's a fucking problem.
It's easy.
Yeah, it is.
Right? It's real fucking easy to make people feel guilty, so they walk on eggshells and treat you differently than everyone else. It feels like it fills an emotional meter that you otherwise would not have filled. That's also in the fucking book that I'm reading right now. I'm not going to look for it, but there's a whole fucking thing on that. If you are somebody who reacts out of trauma, it is your responsibility to fucking heal yourself.
Right.
Go to therapy, read books, YouTube, whatever the fuck it takes for you to become a better person, because the people around you, unless they are the ones who caused your trauma, are not responsible for your bullshit. Mm-hmm. I don't want people walking on eggshells around me. I don't want people who haven't been responsible for my hurt to pay the sin for those who have. Mm-hmm. I have loose snot from that sneeze.
Oh no. I just almost joked on corn. Stop it. All right.
Is that the end of this?
No.
All right. Spooky, I will absolutely answer your question about the seminars as soon as she's done with this email. So
we are on the last 3 paragraphs.
Okay.
So in late July of 2023, I made him leave.
Okay.
Telling him I needed a break. Good.
Well, I mean, it's a fucking start.
I mean, yeah.
A divorce would have been a better statement, but a divorce would have been a better statement.
I agree.
I don't always. Look. You and I have talked privately a lot about this. I don't like telling people to leave.
Right.
I don't. I think that you should be trying to fix the relationship that you have and have a new relationship with your person.
Right.
However, I don't believe that everyone is meant to fucking be together, and some people should not have gotten married.
Yeah, and it sounds like this woman is not meant to be with this man.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Anytime. I don't know. I just see this as he broke her, and it's frustrating the fuck out of me. And I don't know her. Like, this could just be her story, and it could be bullshit.
Right.
just to get some sort of like sympathy or validation. I have no fucking idea. She could be 50% of the problem or 80% of the problem or 10% of the problem. I don't know. But hearing that she was a faithful person and good to this man
And put up with everything.
and now she's doing the things that he was doing, he broke her.
Yeah, she became a shadow of who she was.
Yeah.
The whole time he is away, which is only until September 12th, my birthday, he's been telling me how much he loves me and wants to change and how he promises to do better in whatever it takes.
No,
Yeah, that's lip service.
Yeah, it is. He's trying to get back to the comfort of life that he had.
Earlier in the year in May, which is his birthday month, I purchased him a Lamb of God ticket for a show the day before my birthday. When I told him to leave, he was supposed to finally get it and make me feel like I was important. Oh my God.
So she made him leave to manipulate him.
Oh my God.
Kudos to her for being fucking honest about it.
Okay, but I'm asking genuinely, do you recognize that that's a problem? You don't kick somebody out hoping they get the point that you want to feel important to them. That sounds like a trauma response. Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to say, oh my gosh. I'm hearing the children in my mind right now.
Darth Cinderin said, are we sure she was a good wife? He wasn't a good husband, but I haven't heard much about what she does exactly for him. You're right. That's why I said we don't know. But to go from not being somebody who cheats to being somebody who cheats because you were cheated on, like that is where that comes from for me. But I agree, we haven't heard a whole lot.
Right. People do a whole lot of good thinking that they're helping people when in reality they're being selfish and hurting people.
Yeah.
He was supposed to finally get it and make me feel like I was important. Like I meant something. Instead, he said all the right things, but what he did, I honestly can't believe he's back home with me now. I can't believe it either. I mean, I can believe it because that's been the pattern of things. Because I still can't forgive it. Our whole lives, I put him first and made him feel like he was number one with me. Okay, if you make somebody number one in your life and you're number 5 on theirs, that's not your person.
Nope. No, you're not.
Our whole lives together, he never celebrated my birthday or did anything big special for me. Well, that answers my question, and that right there says a lot. Why would you go above and beyond for somebody who doesn't match your energy? Takers can take everything.
I was just about to say that. A giver can only give so much. A taker can always take more.
Yeah. Please don't let yourself be used this way. To people listening, I understand that people hate themselves and they feel like that they are worthless and they believe that they deserve all of the wrong shit or the bad things that happen to them. This is a lot.
Yep.
In 2023, the night of the concert that I paid for, the night right before my birthday, he took another woman to the concert. Well, you kicked him out.
Yep. You kicked him out to manipulate him. Not to fix your situation.
You kicked him out to manipulate
Not to work on each other or like work on yourselves. Not to seek therapy. To manipulate. I don't. I know I say a lot that like I'm an uneducated person, and
Right.
I truly believe I don't believe that I'm a super smart guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not that fucking stupid.
Right.
I would never. Oh, I just don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Where's the thought process in that? How do you feel like you are going to fix the situation? Like
Push you away to make you love me. I don't know. I used to do that. Waiting for the person to come crawling back because I don't know, it's a delusional mindset. And they never came back because they did what I asked of them or they did what I told them to do.
Yeah. I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. Lorraine said hopium.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong. We've said that a lot in this podcast. That is, People hope, but why? What are you hoping for?
Yeah.
Like at this point, you can't believe that you're going to have the fucking Leave It to Beaver perfect marriage at the end of this. The amount of resentment and damage and trauma and hurt that has come over the last 15 years is not something that's going to just go away. Right. And if you guys can't work through the small things, how the fuck do you think you're going to get through the big ones?
Someone on TikTok said that this is a disorganized attachment. And I don't know what that means, so I'm going to have to look into it. Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adults with a disorganized attachment style in a relationship lack of a coherent approach. On the one hand, they want to belong, they want to love and be loved, while on the other hand, they are afraid to let anyone in.
No, okay.
I don't think that's the case because she let him in.
Yeah. Back to the email?
It could be deeper than that. That's the first time I've ever heard that, but that was the blurb from the Attachment Project. Yeah.
Oh, the Break It, the Fix It, the fairy tale movie. Oh, I gotta scroll back up. The fairy tale movie Desire, where they realize they can't live without them. All right, back into the email. It's my fault, though, because I made him leave and should have had him come home sooner.
What is the point of this email?
Was she just talking us through her manipulation? I should have brought him home sooner. So
no, she said it's her fault. That he went and did that shit.
Right, but I should have brought him home sooner. So, oh God, it's so blatant that it was a manipulation tactic. I was never going to leave you. I just kicked you out to show you how important I am to you.
No, I kicked you out because I wanted you to realize how much you need me.
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah.
How important you are, or I am to you. I tried to have him come back twice, but the only thing he wanted was sex, and that wasn't going to fix the issues.
Because he
You kicked him out.
He didn't want you to begin with.
Yeah.
He was with other people. Like this, your relationship was fucked up. He had a side piece for over a year. Your relationship was done at that point.
Yeah. Again, I'm being asked to bury things like it never happened and move on. I am completely broken. I am angry and sad every day. Present time, I am still paying all the bills, running the entire household, and I have to pay someone to cut our grass because I don't have the time and he won't. I do all the maintenance on my vehicle and everything for our children. He's not living there anymore.
Yeah, you're not together. Why the fuck does he need to cut your grass?
Or tend to your vehicle. I'm exhausted. I'm at war within myself because some people tell me I should stay and others tell me to move.
No, you need to move the fuck on.
I would move on, yeah. I'm at my wit's end and I'm not sure what to do anymore. At this point, am I crazy? Am I the narcissist? Has it been me this whole time? Should I just accept it and do what I've been doing? Try even harder? Because honestly, I've been asked to do just that. All right, so you asking the question, am I a narcissist? Am I the narcissist? Implies that at one point you thought he was the narcissist. I'm going to recommend everybody watching this right now, once we get off of this live, go take a test on narcissistic traits.
No, take a test on narcissistic personality disorder.
That's what it is. Narcissistic personality disorder.
Because everyone has narcissistic traits to a degree.
Right.
Being selfish. If you eat the last piece of pie,
narcissist.
You're a fucking narcissist. It's about me right now. I want that last piece of pie. Fuck everyone else. It's mine. I'm eating it.
Yeah.
In that moment, you were showing narcissistic tendencies. If you've ever eaten the last cookie, the last brownie, the last good piece of bread, not the slut.
Yeah.
The last good piece of bread, and just for a single hot dog because fuck it.
You do that.
I know I do. Because I want the good piece of bread. I'll throw the rest in the garbage and buy a new loaf.
Yeah, mad at you sometimes. Self-care is narcissistic. It is. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times throughout the day where I look at everyone like, I'm going outside for 45 minutes. Don't come talk to me. And the children come out and Pops comes out and he goes, nah, it's mom time. Get back inside. I'm being a narcissist in that moment because I need 45 minutes to decompress so I don't lose my mind on my family. And I can continue to be the loving and nurturing caretaker that I am within the household.
I'm not even going to try to say this person's name, but they were a first-time chat on Twitch, and they said, is narcissism a lack of empathy? People who have narcissistic personality disorder do lack empathy.
Yeah.
Yes. Narcissism to an extreme for NPD comes from extreme selfishness. It is all about the person. Nobody else really matters. They will gaslight and hype up and put on a fake facade. Like there is a whole lot that goes into that, but it is to an extreme.
Right. It's a scale.
It is.
So somebody on TikTok just asked, so selfishness and narcissism are the same thing? It's not. To be a narcissist, you have to be clinically diagnosed as having narcissistic personality disorder.
Right. But yes, the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
Selfishness and narcissism is the same thing.
Right.
But for what people call narcissists.
Right.
Right.
So it's a scale. There is a grading to that. Google is a fantastic tool, guys. It is absolutely amazing. You can do so much more besides looking up tea on celebrities. Highly recommend.
Yep. I just started eating the last mozzarella stick and cookie. I've stopped asking if anyone wants it. I MMA die for it. That's funny. I'm
about to be like super honest with you guys right now. I can't remember what it was the last piece of, and we were sharing it, and it was the last piece, and I was like, my husband would want this last piece, but I was like, my husband would just fucking eat it.
I would,
and I did, and I felt kind of bad afterwards.
Did I ever ask about it?
I don't remember, but I woke up the next day and I felt kind of guilty.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm such a pure soul.
Draken Designs said, I'm narcissistic over food. Let's be real. That's actually an accurate statement. Because narcissism at a deep level is about your survival. Mm-hmm. People who have narcissistic personality disorder oftentimes have it because of trauma and
childhood trauma and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
It becomes a self-defense mechanism.
From my understanding, narcissistic personality disorder develops very, very early on in childhood. I'm talking like infant neglect.
Meg Talks.
That's
the third on your panel.
Oh, you're so smart. I'm gonna text her real quick. I may have already talked to her about that.
This situation, right? Because she is somebody who is a narcissistic abuse survivor, and her channel on TikTok, Meg_talks. She covers this shit at length. We've done a lot of episodes with her. If any of you think that you might possibly be a narcissist, start donating your time. Go volunteer somewhere. Feed the homeless. Go donate food. Do something to start increasing your empathy for others. Mm-hmm. She said that's a great way to know if you're a narcissist. Because you're not willing to do those things, you have high narcissistic tendencies.
Volunteer at a child's hospital.
I couldn't do that.
No?
Nope. There's no fucking way. That shit would break my heart, dude.
If we weren't doing, if I was living a totally different life and I didn't have children and I had no life responsibilities, I just worked and had nothing else to do, I would volunteer at a child's hospital.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do an animal shelter. I could probably do an animal shelter less than I could do a children's hospital.
It would be so hard for me not to adopt all the animals. It would be so hard for me not to want to take all of the children home with me.
Yeah.
I mean, logically, their parents are there with them, but...
Sabrina just asked if we have any more QR code stickers. I actually just had Jordan. He's printing some. We have a new shirt dropping soon. I don't know the date yet, but it says proud on it. And each letter represents something separate, but it says proud father. And in between, it's got what it means. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I'm going to post it to Patreon first so they get first dibs on it. And then I'm going to wear it, and then we'll announce it when I have it. But
I found a stray dog, and now it's mine. Danish, I cannot tell you how many stray animals I've seen outside. I'm like, if only my husband would let me. I blow him kisses as I walk away.
Someone said I might fight someone for the last pickle.
Oh, man. Those really good hot ones, the spicy ones.
Yeah, those are good.
It's almost 8.
Yep. I was waiting for this email to get done so that we can...
That's it. It's done.
Okay. I was supposed to answer questions from...
About the Thailand trip.
Yeah. So whatever your question is, you have my undivided attention now. Now, Is there super chats to read? Are we caught up on that while they're looking for their question? Because they said give them a second. I'm trying to buy the last Sunset bar, but it's not allowing me to because there's only one left. It means somebody may have purchased it.
Oh, yeah.
Go back
No
and look.
way the bath line sold out completely.
It would have just been that one because there was still like, a decent amount. Yeah, there's still 25 bars of soap left.
What's going on in Thailand, guys? Let me tell you, we're taking a trip to Thailand in October, and we want you to come with us. They're in the tree on my bio. It'll take you to our webpage, and it'll give you the full itinerary. It will give you the pricing. There is early bird pricing right now. We'll save $300 per person. There are 5 spots left for that early bird pricing. Highly recommend checking it out. We want to go on vacation with you guys and help heal relationships.
Flemeth said, I got sucked into the podcast when I first got pregnant, and now I'm cuddling with my 3-week-old and watching you live. It's come for full circle.
Oh.
We're going to be doing a lot of parent content over the next couple months.
Yeah, we are.
Somebody in the chat said, I got my DSM. I don't know what you got it for, but I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you found it. Which one do you have? Because I think we're up to 5 or 6 now.
What?
The DSM. It's the book for psychological disorders. Like every mental illness is listed in that book, and there's like information on. It's a way to study for. Yeah, we have one.
Where?
It's somewhere on a Google Drive, but we have one. We have the most recent one.
I need a physical copy of that.
All right. They said, Spooky Leachig said, so when I do sign up, it says I could have a room for free.
A roommate for free.
Right.
Or a room by myself for an extra $581. Question is, would this be a random person who also signs up for the trip?
Yes, it would be. However, we created a private Discord server just for the Thailand trip. So when you sign up, it will give you, I will email you that day a link to the Discord, and you guys can start talking to each other in there to be able to get to know each other a little bit, find out if you want to bunk, if there's going to be 2 guys or 2 girls, however you want to make that work. Mm-hmm. If you are a couple, you still get a double room. Don't get a private bed because the beds are small. You're not going to be comfortable. Take the full private room with a double bed. You can push them together and have a larger sleeping space. Mm-hmm. I'm not overly concerned about the bunking and like people not getting along, because every time we've ever did anything with any of this, it's always been a good time.
Yeah.
So, somebody also asked when we're getting Ivy. We were told May-ish.
That's next month.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not yet though.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I haven't really talked to.
Okay.
Zach said it's so weird to hear about a Discord server for To Be Better that I don't admin on. That's because I just created it like 3 hours ago. Yeah. I was sitting here dealing with website shit while the loading screen was on, like trying to create the events page, and like I slacked a little bit today so that I could play video games. Yeah.
All right. I want to get off of here. We don't need to, but I want to. I want to take a little break before we go on Patreon.
Okay. If you guys have any questions about the Thailand trip and want to talk to us directly, if you're not in Patreon or Discord, send us an email to tobebetterco@gmail.com, and I will answer anything that you guys send as best as I can, and we'll go from there. I'm fucking so stoked for Thailand. I'm beside myself over this. I have wanted to go for a long time, and knowing that we get to experience it with other people is fucking
oh my gosh, it's gonna
something
be so
that
fun.
I crave. Yeah. We will see you guys in the Patreon live in about 20 minutes, and promo the Zoom call before we sign off. Okay. If you guys want to have Zoom calls with us where we work through your email with you on a call, join our Patreon. Send an email or resend your email with an update and Patreon Zoom. The wizards will vet your call, vet your email, and then if it's something that we can work out, we will get you to do a Zoom call with us. We do them every Sunday night, and they have been amazing so far. I don't think we've had a bad Zoom call. So
Very productive.
it is. I agree. And with that being said, thank you guys, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.